Peace and love. What up, though? What it do? What's popping? What's cracking? What's happening in? Times nine, times 10. Yeah, brother. Brother say it been a minute. It been a minute. It's crazy in these social media streets with the type of information people just be regurgitating, with no, they don't. Right. So, you see the photo again. We're talking about the ancient Americas, plural, North, Central, and South, and the adjoining islands, whether you're talking about Jamaica or Santo Domingo, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, those aren't foreign, you know what I'm saying? They're not outside of what we consider to be, and not what we consider, we know exactly if somebody says America specifically, we're speaking about the US of A Inc. And it's a difference in between a corporation. You see what I'm saying? And the actual landmass and the indigenous, aboriginal, autochthonous people who are attached to that land, right? Which has nothing to do with again, these invaders and their wealthy cartel that they have built. Victim blaming, that's something that will get you booted up off of here. I don't promote the satire, right? And for me, that line of satire kind of, you know especially in today's age with this free thinker, everybody's a free thinker. People may not want to contest the general populist beliefs and ideologies and things like this, trying to share some experience with you all. Again, this so-called information that a lot of people are freely able to upload, download, watch, covet, disbelieve, believe, it, once upon a time, you would only get this information. And when I say this information, I don't care if you're talking about Pan Africanism. I don't care if you're talking about that it had over here in the Americas. You see what I'm saying? In order for me to do that and relay it to our people, we, must talk about the Nation of Islam, right? Although, believe me, I'm aware that, again, as uh, the most ancient people over here, right, or anywhere else, um, we have people who are Orthodox Muslims. We have people who are, Sunni Muslims. You have, the Shia. How you say that? Things that are ancient. You say my audio is going in and out. We gotta. Okay, that's this. It's like my connection. Come on now, T-Mobile. We gave T-Mobile a try and put Xfinity down. Now T-Mobile wants to act up. Don't do that, right? So we do have a guest. He's not a guest. He's our brother, right? And he's gonna be co-hosting with me this evening. This is not gonna be a long-winded episode. Yeah, I seen it blink out. He said the 5G box, that's what it is. Yeah, I done had it for over a year now though. So, you gotta run that system check, you know what I'm saying? On your computer before you start messing around and dealing with the StreamYard and everything else. So let's deal with some of the photos that I picked out, right? Again, when you're talking about phenotype in India, right? And do you agree that this is the same phenotype? Because for us, with this black, us being accustomed to utilizing that word black across the board. And what I mean when I say across the board is you will meet a brother or sister who may be Sudanese, right? Or Ethiopian or, Guyanese. Is that how you say that? They from Ghana. And you will, refer to them lexicon. They have a nationality. Therefore, they have birthrights. They have a land rights. Not to say that they don't get violated or haven't been violated, but to know, they know. Over here, everything is up in the air as a question because, for the most part, our people want to be Hebrew Israelites. They want to be Pan Africans. They want to be everything under the moon outside of self. And then when you these same individuals look at you as if you don't love yourself because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be African, or you don't refer to yourself as a Hebrew Israelite, or you're not a Christian. Don't be a Christian. They really, you know what I'm saying, that's really a problem. And these are people who are not, some of them do know some of this information, but they so in love with their sky daddy or their leader or their imam, or what I'm talking about, Rem Pork Chop, Pastor Pimpin, and so on and so forth, that you're not going to brand names that have been given to us, like Black and African American and Negro and so on and so forth, right? Some people even try to use the word Negro as a claim to prove that they're indigenous to the land. Like, again, these are things that have been going on for decades, long before YouTube existed and so on and so forth. You look at this information and you do background, family tree, lineage, you might even do 23andMe, whatever you do, right? Been attached to a bunch of what for so long, like it's really difficult to get them out of that mind state to move on. And it happens within these movements. You would be surprised as to, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, especially if you're on social media, whether or not you're actively, posting. Maybe you're just looking and liking, or just looking and not liking, or whatever you're doing, right? You see various sets of people who, maybe they might say they're, you know, it's not a good look, as I always say. And what's even a worse look for me again is when we are so caught up into this internet shit that people aren't reading, right? They're not utilizing any of the, even if you know, are like, how I once was. Like, I could watch some grassroots DVDs, and possibly take some notes. And within a lot of these lectures, they have a recommendation I can show it to you, right? Like for instance, if I say, I got a dismissal for some tickets or whatever, I can show it to you. It's not just me talking. But at the same time, I'm not the individual that's trying to sell you something, right? Like many, as far as, some type of document, some type of filing, I want $300 to $3,000 for this, that, and the third. It don't go like that. I've been through that already. So again, me being an open book out here is like, it's the feud about, right? Sometimes it's ego, sometimes it's monetary, sometimes it's based upon a lie that one particular leader or so-called chief or whoever the hell they is, they told a lie, right? And instead of them being man enough or woman enough to, rectify that wrong, they will ride that lie out. And one thing about a lie, once your ass start lying, you got to tell a whole bunch of more lies in order to support that lie, especially in this day and age when we have the ability to everything. Again, for me to say that would mean that everything that you look up and you see on Google is true. That's not what I'm saying to you, right? Even when we talk about, the various statistics that are done by way of the uh, uh, health department and the national this and so on and so on, this department and that department, their statistics are not 100% accurate, right? Because how many people report certain things? How many people even visit doctors or hospitals? And what I'm saying in a nutshell is all people don't, right? So when we start speaking about things and standing on it as if it's right and exact, and you don't have a way to prove it, I don't be wanting to hear that from full grown adults, 40 and 50 and 60. I don't want to hear that shit. Again, peace to the elder. And this is not me throwing a strike. This is me being 100 with y'all like I be all the time, right? I remember, I ain't gonna even say the elder name, right? I remember a particular elder was uh trying to tell us enough within uh the various sets of knowledge of self to even know this information. So again, if we're talking about metaphysics, right? You have various teachers or scholars or authors, you see what I'm saying, who I don't want to say, because again, with some of this information, it's not going to be no right and exact. You're going to solely have an opinion. So I don't understand why people are arguing. Again, if for me to um go back and forth and feud with somebody who considers themselves to be a Pan-African, that's a box that they made the decision to trap themselves into, right? Meanwhile, you have a landmass that goes thousands of miles east, thousands of miles west, thousands of miles north and south, and so on and so forth, right? So the same way I learned not to same modality within these asinine arguments that continue to happen in between people who consider themselves, and I don't want to keep saying Pan-Africans or Hebrew Israelites or Jehovah's Witnesses. Just imagine many of us have people in our family who are Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Let's keep it a buck. And let's know that most of them have no idea who the inventor of that particular some what is it, what are the Mormons church, the Saint Latter Day, no, not them, the 7-Day Adventists. I know that was, what's the lady name that started the 7-Day Adventists? Should I put that shit on it? I'm rusty, right? Like these people were on my porch for like an hour going back and forth with me. And again, this actually happened when I was pregnant with my son, right? So this has been a while ago, but everything that I gave them to take, but how many of those, and these were melanated men and women on my porch, right? How many of them strayed away from that based on some math that I gave them, some jewels that I dropped on them? About zero. I just, again, this is something maybe I've said multiple times already. I don't comprehend how, I'm confessing to be of this particular belief system, right? Because once upon a time I was a Hebrew Israelite, right? You, why y'all don't want to go live in Jerusalem, Israel, or Palestine, whatever you want to call it today or tomorrow, right? Why? Same thing with any of the rest of us. It's a place for you already. You don't have to even deal with the other melanated people who, don't rock like that. Same thing. Building a home over there. I ain't even mad at none of that. That's your choice. Like I said, this entire mother plane is our home and our throne, right? Peace be upon him, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. What did he tell y'all? Again, he said Africa is not our home, it's our throne, right? So when we start talking about stuff like empires, right? When people start, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, which we're going to do within these 10 episodes. We're going to talk about all of that. Again, once upon a time, I was like you. You see what I'm saying? I was even crossing out shit on maps. Like I literally crossed out where it said Mississippi River, and I put now the Nile, right? And you talking 2 decades ago, not last year, not 10 years ago. So again, I have some information concerning. Forget who the author of the quote was. We got to stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Know the source of your information that you out here putting out here. What's the source? If you're the sole source, like some of the things that we discuss on here, that's one thing. But if you know what I'm saying, you out here regurgitating some shit and you don't even know where it came from, who published it? Did it come out of a magazine? Did it come out of a newspaper? Was it a hardback book? Was it a soft? What Where'd it come from? Come out of an encyclopedia? Anthropologist? Where'd you get it from? This Egyptologist, right? This metaphysicist? Did I say that right? This imam? That rabbi? Where you get it from? This priest? See, these words, they let off a particular vibration for me. When I hear the word priest, I'm thinking about pedos. I'm thinking of paying a fee, a tithe, a tithe, a tithe. You see what I'm saying? In order to be able to say, hey, I killed his mother, go say 3 Hail Marys, and you know what I'm saying? Like, none of this shit makes sense. I could actually pick on all of them, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm doing this for a reason, right? When you talk about that you are of the blood of the most ancient people, and we just talking about the Americas, right? Do you know for a fact none of them people were now? I don't think that I'm naive or ignorant when it comes to Al Islam, right? I understand the ancient tenets of it, but you can't sit here and tell me that it was called Islam. You cannot sit here and you believe in the best of the hadith and all this other shit, right? And then I'm not fake. I'm not gonna sit here and act as though the belief system that some of our difference is it whatever it was ours. It was ours to uh destroy or reconstruct or whatever the hell we wanted to do. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism was not that. That was something that some of our ancestors did not have the choice whether or not they were going to participate in it. Okay? These is facts. Do you think Saint Maurice the Moor was? I'm asking. I'm asking. I'm being 1,000 with you, but I'm asking you. The great patron saint of the Orthodox Greeks, who y'all think, who it's many of them throughout the city of Detroit who y'all be calling Arabs or Arabs, and they're not. They're not even Islamic. But you calling them Arabs, but they're Orthodox Greeks. That they Chaldean? Nope. They don't do that with me either. They don't try to. First of all, if they are, whether or not they're Orthodox Greek, they're if they are, my point being is that's still a form of Christianity. You don't even know you saying it when you say it, right? Zeus, Jesus, Jesus. Got y'all saying Jesus. Too much on the topic right now because we're waiting on Brother D Calico. Waiting on Sir Chief to fall through the Edaman. So that's why. Yeah. Jupiter Zeus, Jehovah Zeus. gods that said they were jealous and zealous, and I don't know. I'm just, I don't think, and it's not a think. In ancient times, there had to be a mother and a father. Nobody else wanted to hear no other bullshit. The story of Mary being having an immaculate birth as the only one we was gonna talk about. We weren't gonna talk about Ruth the Moabitess. We weren't gonna talk about Offset or Isis. We gonna talk about that. Just Mary. Some modern shit. And again, to me, 5,000 years ago wasn't ancient. But goddamn it, it beat. You know what I'm saying? The So again, these internet streets is real dangerous. You got people feuding at each other. Some people be fake beefing, and they be fake beefing. You know what I'm saying? The reason they be fake beefing because they want them views, right? It's not. Sometimes it's about attention to feed the ego, but and then some people are so mentally unstable that they will fight you till the end, till the last breath of them in them about their belief system. Again, if you right and every or anything, but this shit is different. You have people who actually think that they are saving others. How? How? You ain't even saved your damn self. Peace, God. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Again, we gonna have to do this multiple times because it's so many slides just on this one that I got pulled up right now. And again, he and Choctaw and Creek, and you know what I'm talking about? They speak of their grandmothers or grandfathers in a particular phenotype, you know what I'm saying? A particular texture of their hair, which if you're not up to date and current on your info and what's really going on, they wouldn't know that. Nah, that's not why. Because we have ancestors who had uh, uh, their hair locked, predating all other populations, right? They didn't have the what do you want to call it? Fine, hair. Because it still was hair, right? It's a difference in between when we start talking about fur and hair, it's still a difference, right? That shit still had some wave to it, some curls, some lock to it, right? So that's not it. That's not an assumption. It wasn't even an assumption. The paintings of my grandparents and great grandparents on my maternal side were always on the wall. So I knew exactly what they look like, right? So was grandma got the super long hair? That's where you got that hair from. So what about the grandmothers and the grandfathers with the kinky hair, with the hair and locks? See, that's what I phenotype type of shit. as if they didn't, again, already exist over here, which we know they did, right? You can, and I know I always like to bring this up, the national, what's it called, the National Hawaiian Museum, something like that, where they have pictures and paintings of indigenous Hawaiians, and they don't look nothing like them Japanese. It wasn't the, you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying that it wasn't the, you know what I'm talking about, cause y'all be saying that about grandma. Grandma had the long silky hair because she was Cherokee. That's what you had said. I ain't even mad, but and not to say that it's not true. At the same time, we can't um write our other ancestors out of history. Just okay, somebody again planted that in us. That's not what's popping. So I see we got a lot of comments, and we have no Calico at the moment. It's just me. So what does it say? Our lineage, Cain and Cain, stems back to. Let me share with the people. Peace, God. Peace, my brother. Ilion, Ilion, you Ilion, Ilion. Let me put this comment up. Let's deal with it. Stems back to 1,000. So wait a minute. Okay? When you say Cain, you talking about a nation named Cain that stemmed from a man? Like I can ask you 1,000 questions about what you said, right? I can't. You can't. Cain gotta have a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a strictly paternal lineage. So I can't really, I can't realistically respond to that. Tool, what measuring tool did you use to date Cain lineage, which you said is our lineage, back to 108,000 BC? I'm just saying, I can't fuck with it. So let's carry on. Now, what we plan to do this evening is to deal with already spoken about us being separated based on uh believing in different doctrine. You believe in this ideology or this theology or this belief system or this school of thought and so on and so fucking forth, right? That's one tool. The other tool again is to assume that, and I'm not saying you, cannot say that, okay, we're all the same fucking people. We're not. Your parents aren't Gwendolyn and Yusuf. That's my parents, right? We're not all the same people, but I don't separate my firm footing on the land, my sovereignty. Um, I don't. It's the whole fucking planet. It's just not one portion of the land, right? So, being that I think this way, when I hear my brothers and sisters who are the Pan Americans, going up against the Pan Africans, to me, that once you get when brother Sarah Sutton said he had the debate against Dr. Aleem El Bay, and they brung, peace be upon him, Dr. Ben to it. Dr. Ben Yakanan, how you say his name? Yakanan. I'm fucking it up. They brung Dr. Ben to the lecture, and you know what they say Dr. Ben said? He like, I don't understand what's the problem. Why are y'all going against each other? And that's how I feel, right? Now, if you are so, you portion of this mother plane, that's your choice. That's on you. I'm not doing it, right? And at the same time, I'm not forsaking my own ancestors, right? Because I know, you know what I'm saying, where my birthrights lie. But at the same time, we're too ancient of a people to be so attached to one thing. I don't care if it's one landmass. I don't care if it's, again, one ideology. I don't to me. This is painful. It's painful to see the repeated behavior, the same patterns of behavior that our people have been doing for some decades now, which only damages us. Nobody else, just us. You know, business relationships, going to the toilet based off of what somebody believes. I don't celebrate Christmas no more, so you don't pay. That's what happened, right? I grew, you stayed. That's what happened. I graduated off into a higher plane. I ascended. You stayed. You stayed in the first, second, and third grade. Others moved on. So, do we have any questions? Right? Because these are, again, the issues that have stagnated multiple movements, whether you're talking about Washita, which predates all this shit. You see what I'm saying? That we're talking about. And I'm not talking about um, the lineage of the people who refer to themselves as Washita. You know what I'm saying? Uh, as far as, that was ancient and was not, ask yourself, how old Tan and Tiwakan, how you say that? There's some ancient stuff here. The ancient Americas has revived the History Channel's Lifeline. Do y'all realize that? They want to say aliens did everything. Now look, I'm not one of the individuals who will say it's just us and, you know, the entire universe, but some people don't even believe that there's a such thing as a universe or a galaxy and things like this and that. So I don't know. I'm just saying you're free to think this way. I just have a problem with people trying to fucking stand on it. Like, for what? What do you gain and what do you lose? Nothing. Nothing. That's why I don't talk about shit like that. Deal with reality always, and the reality is, and we was talking about the various states, and talk about nation states and United Nations and the League of Nations and the Pan American Conference. Let's say the Pan American Conference in Havana, Cuba, 1928. Talk about the Panama Canal. We talk about the Monroe Doctrine, right? All of this shit is business talk. This is not navigating in their sovereign capacity. Speak about something like a Monroe Doctrine or Panama Canal or anything like that. You know what they speaking? What their conversation will be based on? Their conversation will be based on the checks and balances of that, right? Why make me so big like this and like that? Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just being real basic with the people right now. You know what I'm saying?
Good introduction. But peace to the gods and goddesses out there. I'm in the building.
That's what it is. I don't know. I'm really just, for real. It's dangerous out here in these YouTube and these TikTok streets. Or is it just dangerous in the YouTube and Instagram?
Nah, better believe TikTok too.
It's dangerous in the TikTok streets.
Yeah, it's ugly out here. It's probably our last encounter with this. I think it's more people on TikTok. Like you're gonna definitely find people from your city, damn near your neighborhood on them. You know? Like, so people be doing all that capping. You got a lot of people know you capping. You know what I mean? Wait, that is my aunt. Yeah.
No, this isn't real. I'm so homely. I stay in the house so much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the monsters are real.
Both ends.
It is. Yes. It really ain't enough time in the day to be hanging out with people like that, you know? We still gotta run, please. Like the neighborhood type shit? Nah, I ain't got time for it. Because
we had quite a few comments. I don't think I see no questions. I seen a couple responses to some of what I was talking about, and again, I was dragging some of these. I ain't gonna say some of them, and not even dragging. It's just for me. It's like when you get finished playing with one toy, you put that bitch away and you get something else.
Yep. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at these schools and thought like, I feel like I'm gonna always pick them back up. You know? Like, I might get a new toy, but I'm gonna still go back and dabble with that old one too, you know? For real. Not to say I'm still lost in the game, I overstand the game. You know?
I say shit.
For real.
Not these people. These people, we first of all, for me, the reality of it is you really got to be what we call out your goddamn mind, but what I call mentally unstable to
Mike, check. You still up?
you gonna kill men and women who don't believe as you fucking believe, right? You gonna have 40 virgin wives and all. I don't. Who the fuck? Like, I cannot accept an adult, a full grown, mature, supposed to be a mentally mature, but as we see, not mentally sound in this day and age. Like, you again, these are books. Yes, you're gonna, if you have read an entire book, it's gonna be stored in your memory bank, whatever you want to call it, right? That's just what it is. But I've never seen a film or read a movie and the shit just, you know what I'm saying? It just takes over who I am.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's real.
Is this? I just.
Now I'm gonna tell you a movie that got me stirred up. Well, I'm gonna say two of them, because Hidden Colors stirred me up in a good way. You know, I'm gonna admit it stirred me up in a very good way. But that movie, American History X, it stirred me up in the most negative way. I'm talking about, I wanted to mess innocent people up. You know what I mean? It's just like that. Like it's some stuff like that can be triggering. And we got powerful minds, sister. You know, me and you. Now, can we even imagine what these movies can do to people with lesser power in their minds? You know what I mean?
Yeah, less like, discipline, less self-control, and less discipline. At the end of the day, I mean, I've seen some movies that have most part, 99% of people who refer to themselves as Christians, or you know what I'm saying, can I even say the other J word, believers in Judaism or whatnot, most of these people have not read the 66 books within the KJV. Most of them, when you start talking about a Torah or Tanakh, and you know what I'm saying, it's like you speaking foreign language to them. All they know is spare the rod, spoil the child, and they don't even know what the fuck that means.
Yeah. Dick Gregory broke that down.
I can't do it.
I don't know if it's just going out on my side, but every minute it's like the sound keep going out and coming back.
Man, but I know I should have started this shit over not too long ago. My signal was weak. I should have restarted the computer. But again, we gonna do 10 episodes of this. I got some shit. And I know
it's definitely gonna get greater later. Just letting the people know, for real.
Yeah, my apologies. I had no idea that I was gonna have a fading signal. I did have a couple.
And I'm gonna get my StreamYard back so that we can cross stream on my page, your page, Facebook, all of them,
Indeed. Again, they always with the phenotype and the hair texture, like, show me some brothers and sisters with some locks, like I said, And I also was talking about the where is that? There we go. Okay.
That Tommy Davidson that you just had on that is one of the coldest celebrities I can think of. Like, I would really love to have a sit down with that brother.
Yeah, Tommy be going in sometime, but I have a distrust for
all celebrities.
to a degree, just a distrust. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not a hate. Yeah,
not hate. I don't be hating and saying they gay and all of that. Like, that ain't my fucking business.
Yeah, if anything, they don't even know you'll take up for them. But at the same time, don't mean you trust them.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep. I've been trying to break.
Flag.
Like people to see that Confederate flag and not realize it's an all red field. The flag is actually all red. We just have this X that's blue with the stars, and we know that X look damn sure like Britain. Look just like the British flag, what they call the British Jack. Yeah, I think it's called something. I know it's a Jack.
Well, my issue is, we can find that X in ancient America, and we can find that X over in Akiba.
Yep. You better believe it.
Right? When you're talking about confederacies, you're talking about the various nations that existed already in North America. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, like, Confederate, they didn't have confederacies. Them motherfuckers had colonies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about what is the Articles of Confederation, you know what I'm saying? Up under the Continental Congress, you know what I'm saying? We talking business. So again, I was just talking about the Monroe Doctrine and the Panama Canal and
yeah, they is hating on you, sis, with that signal. It don't make no sense.
So, as the indigenous people of the land, when these conversations come about, the only thing we want to talk about is a motherfucking check or a checkmate, meaning no, we don't want to do business. These people have got so comfortable with forcing us in to do business with them. And what's even worse is we have gotten comfortable into being willingly doing business with fucking criminals. These people is criminals. They don't honor law. You understand? You can force the hand sometimes, but by the time you get finished,
man,
it's supposed to be operating as a fiduciary. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong.
Man, sis, I'm mad about this signal, how I keep cutting you out, and I know you cook it. You know, it keep cutting you out. Like, damn, I'm telling you, I really want you to give TikTok one try at least, so you can see, like you're gonna be received very well. For one, I'm like St. John. I done already went through the wilderness making a path. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody hating on the Moors, is what I'm getting at. We done knocked them down. It's smooth sailing. It's waiting on you, I swear to you. Like I done got 10,000 views off that video that I got with you on there. I got 1,000 likes on one video. It's crazy. You know? And that's the first time I even introduced you TikTok to you. Yeah.
What we gonna do is we gonna revisit this shit tomorrow evening. I'll make sure I shut this computer off and run the little virus scan and all of that before we go, so I can have a stronger signal. Because I see right now, I see the signal, it's strong. So you know, with that being said,
it just cut out. As soon as you said that, it cut right out. Yeah.
We gonna definitely fly back. And again, we're gonna do 10 episodes. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody in particular that you want us, you know what I'm saying?
I can bring a couple people with me, you know.
That's what's up. I'm gonna hit up Dr. Aleem Elbay and a few other, peoples and chiefs, and we gonna do what we do.
Yeah, and I don't mind putting towards the donation, you know what I mean? Because you know how that brother is. Even if he'll do it for free, I wanna be able to, donate. I wouldn't mind donating. Real.
Up and all that riffraff. That's why he was so calm and relaxed, doing the little couple debates that he did have. Now don't mistake it. Now you get out of line, you will get touched. That brother know that Tai Chi and that
Yeah,
don't mess
yeah,
with him.
yep, yep. I promise you.
Peaceful, peaceful. You don't want to even start it with the peaceful ones.
And that's why I just thought about everybody around you is like that. Like, your master teacher, Bobby L, and then Dr. Aleem and many others. It's real tough. It's real tough.
Artists. You see what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, for real. We got a lot of Moors. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a few martial arts schools up here in the D where the senseis, you know what I'm talking about, are Moors.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
Hey, whoa.
facts.
That's
Very
what's
much
up.
so. Yeah, yeah. So with that, relatives, we gonna bounce up out of here. We gonna hit y'all up tomorrow evening. Try to do it a little bit earlier, but we will have our technical end. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Intact. And we
Yeah. Peace and love to the people, to the tribe.